Hi everyone, welcome back to Math Academy. To solve this problem in the first step, we want to find the domain of a radical 4 minus x squared. The domain of radical term is any x value for which the radicand is not negative. So we can write a 4 minus x squared must be greater than or equal 0. If we solve this inequality, we're going to get x must be greater than or equal minus 2 and less than or equal 2. So all of the answer of this equation that we will find must be greater than or equal minus 2 and less than or equal 2. In the next step, we put x equals 2 sine of 2 alpha. By using the trigonometric identity, we can remove radical term. If we replace x by 2 sine of 2 alpha in the radical terms, we're going to get radical 4 minus x squared equals square root of 4 minus 4 times sine squared of 2 alpha. We can factor out 4 and we're going to get 4 times 1 minus sine squared. Now we can use one of the Pythagorean identities. That is cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1. So 1 minus sine squared equals cosine squared, and we can write 4 times cosine squared of 2 alpha. These two terms can come out from radical, and we're going to get radical of 4 minus x squared equals 2 times cosine of 2 alpha. If we replace x by 2 sine of 2 alpha in this equation, we're going to get 4 sine squared of 2 alpha over 2 plus 2 cosine plus 1 over 8 minus 8 times cosine of 2 alpha equals 1. In the denominator of the first fraction, we have 2 times 1 plus cosine of 2 alpha, and in the denominator, the second fraction, we have 8 times 1 minus cosine of 2 alpha, and we can use the double angle formula for cosine of 2 alpha. 1 plus cosine of 2 alpha equals 2 cosine squared of alpha, and 1 minus cosine of 2 alpha equals 2 times sine squared of alpha. So in here we can write 2 times 2 cosine squared of alpha, and in here we can write 8 times 2 sine squared of alpha. We're going to get 4 cosine squared of alpha, and in here we're going to get 8 times 2 becomes 16 times sine squared of alpha. In the next step, we can use a double angle formula for sine of 2 alpha. Sine of 2 alpha equals 2 times sine of alpha times cosine of alpha. And we can replace in here, so we're going to get 4 times 4 sine squared times cosine squared. 4 times cosine squared from top and bottom of this fraction is going to cancel out, and we're going to get 4 sine squared plus 1 over 16 sine squared of alpha equals 1. Now we want to put 4 sine squared of alpha equals y, and this equation becomes y plus 1 over 4y equals 1. We can multiply both sides by 4y, and we're going to get 4y squared plus 1 equals 4 times y. We can move 4 times y to left hand side, and we're going to get 4y squared plus 1 minus 4y equals 0. 4y squared is squared of 2 times y, and 1 is squared of 1. And minus 4y is twice of a product of 2y and y. So we can use perfect square formula, and we're going to get 2 times y minus 1 all to the power 2 equals 0, and the answer of this equation is y equals 1/2. So we can write 4 times sine squared of alpha equals 1/2, or sine squared of alpha equals 1/8. As you know, cosine squared of alpha equals 1 minus sine squared, or 1 minus 1/8, and that is equal to 7/8. As you know, sine of 2 alpha equals to sine of alpha and times cosine of alpha, and we can square both sides of this equation, and we're going to get x squared equals 4 times sine squared of alpha times cosine squared of alpha. 4 times 1/8 times 7/8 equals 7/16, and x is going to be plus minus square root of 7/4. Square root of 7 is less than of square root of 9, and greater than of square root of 4. And as you know, square root of 9 equals 3, and square root of 4 equals 2. So if we divide every side by 4, we're going to get a square root of 7/4 is less than 3/4, and greater than 2/4. 2/4 equals 1/2. So we can say square root of 7/4 is in this range. If we multiply every side by -1, we're going to get minus radical of 7/4 is less than -1/2 and greater than -3/4, and this answer is in this range.